I'm going to do a short tutorial here teaching you how to download, install, and use Audacity to create WMA files from audio recordings you may already have. To start with, we need to download Audacity and several other plugins that make it all work. So we're going to open our favorite web browser, in this case Firefox, and we're going to go to Google and search for Audacity. The first link should be correct. Here you can see what the official URL is. Here in the Audacity webpage there's a download tab. You select that, and in order to export WMA we need version 1.3 at least. For Windows that's a beta version, but it's very stable, so it's good to use. So we'll click Windows, and we'll scroll down a little bit here, and you'll see there's a recommended download for the Audacity installer. We will also need the lame MP3 encoder if you want to export MP3s, and the FFmpeg import-export library if we want to work with WMA files. So first I'm going to click on this. It's going to ask me if I want to save it. I say yes, it'll start downloading. Then I'm also going to download the lame MP3 encoder, which requires that we actually go to another web page. And so it gives you instructions here for Windows. It says for Windows, go to the lame download page. Now I'm going to open that up in a new tab so we don't lose our place. I'm going to go to that tab. And there's all kinds of stuff here. You can see this web page is very difficult to use. But the important thing you want to look for is this For Audacity on Windows link here. We'll click that, and it'll ask us if we want to save the file. We say yes. Now we can go back to the Audacity page and go back one page there. So we're here where we downloaded the links before. And now we need to get the FFmpeg import-export library. So once again, I want to right-click on that and say Open Link in New Tab so we don't lose our place. So, and it's got a set of instructions here. We need to download the FFmpeg installer, and then we want to double-click the exe file, launch, and install that. So we'll do that, save the file, and then we can go to our downloads here. You can see FFmpeg is big enough that it may take a moment to download. But while we're waiting for that, we can go ahead and install Audacity. So here we can see Audacity, and it's 1.3, that's the correct version. So I can double-click and run. It may ask this because you're running a program from the internet. You want to say yes. And we want the English version. I'm going to click Next. And I'm going to go ahead and just install it to the location it chose there. Let it create a desktop icon. Install. Click Next. And we don't need to launch Audacity just yet because we're going to go ahead and install the lame plugin here. So once again, it's something downloaded from the internet, so we'll have to authorize it. So we'll accept the agreement. Next. That location is fine. Install. We're done. We're still waiting for FFmpeg to finish. Through the magic of editing, though, you'll see that we will finish now. So here's FFmpeg. We'll double-click on that, run it. Once again, it's a program downloaded from the internet, so we'll say yes, so we can close that. So you'll see, because we allowed it to add an icon to the desktop, you'll see a shortcut here for Audacity that'll give you access to some helpful information. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. So now we need to connect Audacity to the proper plugins. If I remember correctly, that's located in Edit Preferences. And Library. So the lame MP3 library we will need to locate. It should have the correct location there, so we click OK. And now I have an audio file preloaded on this computer, so I can go to File, Open, and here are some of the audio files I already have, so I'll open up this first one. And you can see when it loads the waveform here. This happens to be a mono track, so you only see one track. If it were stereo, you'd see two, one the left channel, the other the right channel. Now, let's imagine that this first piece is the piece we want to export. If I click here and drag back, you'll see it does a select right. That adjusts up here to play with it selected, and it'll automatically feedback up here, and it's going to stop there. If that's the part I like, I go to File, Export more compatible. Lots of people have MP3 files, and they're much smaller. However, you may, from time to time, need to hand in a WMA file, and you can choose that right there. So I'm going to save this file to the desktop. This file name is fine with me, so I will choose Save. And that's all there is to it. It just saved a WMA file. If I minimize Audacity here, we should see the WMA file right here. I could then attach that to an email and email it to someone. One word of warning, and play for you. But if you click down here, it's going to delete your selection and start over. So when you want a piece selected, you always want to click up here. Tutorial, if you have any other questions, feel free to email me.